All right, welcome everyone. So today we're going to do a real deep dive into what I think is arguably one of the most important, most powerful phrases you will ever learn in Mandarin Chinese. And this isn't just about memorizing a new word. It's about understanding a core concept that really unlocks your ability to navigate and interact with the world around you.
So let's start with a situation I'm sure you can all imagine. Picture this. You've just landed in a brand new city. Maybe it's Beijing or Taipei or Shanghai. You're excited, you're taking it all in, but you're also maybe a little bit lost. You need to find things, right? The subway, a good place to eat, maybe a famous landmark. The big question is, how do you ask? How do you bridge that gap from being lost to finding your way? That's the problem we're going to solve today.
And here it is. This is the phrase that's going to be your key to the city. 在哪里? Pronounced 在哪里? This little 3-character phrase is your all-access pass. But look, just memorizing it isn't enough, right? To really master it and use it confidently, we have to understand the beautiful logic behind it. So let's break it down piece by piece.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. The source material for today's lesson says it loud and clear. This is, without a doubt, one of the most common and critical questions in the language. Getting this one structure right, it is a total game changer. It builds a foundation for so much practical, real-world communication.
Okay, so let's get into the fun part. Let's take this phrase apart. Think of us as, linguistic detectives. We're going to look at each character, one by one, to see exactly what role it plays in the sentence. This is where you really start to see how incredibly logical and structured Mandarin can be.
First up, we have the character zai, pronounced zai. Now, I want you to think of this character as the anchor for the whole question. It means to be at, or in, or on. So the second you see or hear this character, your brain should immediately think, okay, we're talking about a location. It sets the entire scene for us.
All right, next up is the real engine of the question. It's the character nar, pronounced na. This is our question word. It's what turns a simple statement into an actual inquiry. In this phrase, its job is to ask where or which. This is the piece that signals you're looking for information.
And to finish it off, we have li, pronounced li. Now, literally, this character can mean inside. But here, it's acting more like a location particle, something that reinforces the idea of place. You could probably just say it's side nar, and people might understand you. But adding that li at the end, it just makes the question sound more complete, more natural. It really nails down that you're asking about a specific So when you look at it all laid out like this, you can really see how these building blocks just stack up so perfectly. It's not random at all. You've got zai, at, followed by nar, which, and then li, place. So what are you really asking? You're literally asking, at which place? It's just so efficient and so clever. It really shows you the elegance of Mandarin grammar. Okay, understanding the grammar is one thing, but if you can't say it right, you're not going to be understood. And that is especially true in a tonal language like Mandarin. So let's switch gears and really focus on the pronunciation, because getting the tones right is everything. Let's break down these tones very carefully. First, we have zai. That's a 4th tone. It's sharp, it falls from high to low. Think of it like a quick, definite chop. Listen, zai. Got it? Okay. Then we have na and li. Now these are both 3rd tones, and the 3rd tone is that tricky one, right? It dips down low and then comes back up. Try it with me. Na, li. You really have to feel that dip in your voice.
Okay, now here's where we get to a really important rule that trips up so many students. It's called tone sandhi. See how we have 2 3rd tones right next to each other, na and li? Well, trying to say 2 of those full dipping tones in a row is really awkward. It just doesn't flow. So, Mandarin has a rule. When 2 3rd tones are together, the first one automatically changes into a 2nd tone, a rising tone. So even though it's written as a 3rd tone, you'll always pronounce it like this, na li. Listen to that difference. The wrong way, na, li. In the correct way, na li. See how much smoother that sounds? Getting this right is a huge step towards sounding natural.
All right, let's put it all together now. I'm going to say the full phrase using that tone sandhi rule, and I want you to say it right back to me. We'll go slow at first. Ready? Zai, na li. Good. Let's do it again. Zai na li. Fantastic. Now, let's try it at a normal conversational speed with that little upward tilt in your voice that you use when you're asking a question. Ready? Zai na li. I'm telling you, Practice this over and over again. It's all about muscle memory.
So let's just take a step back and talk about why this is so important. This isn't just some grammar rule to memorize for a test. What we've been doing today is giving you a real tool, something you can walk out of this class and actually use. Whether you're studying abroad or just visiting for a week, this phrase is your ticket to getting around and feeling confident.
And what's so great about this phrase is how it works like a formula. It's basically plug and play. The structure is always the same. Noun plus nǎlǐ. It is that simple. You just name the thing you're looking for, and then you stick our magic phrase right on the end. So, if you need the subway station, you just say, "디티에 전 nǎlǐ." Looking for the bathroom? 시쇼젠 nǎlǐ. You could even ask for the Great Wall. Changcheng nǎlǐ. You see? It's the same easy formula every single time. So, I want to leave you with this thought. People always say that learning a language opens doors to new worlds. Well, today, you haven't just learned a new phrase, you've actually built yourself a key. And it's one of the most useful keys you're ever going to have for exploring the Chinese-speaking world. So the only question left is, where are you going to go first?